Hey, what's up guys? So today we are going to be talking about a very interesting subject matter. This actually has to do with something that went viral over on Twitter, as well as it technically started off on TikTok. But the conversation really comes down to sweaty or meta players ruining the game for everyone. Now, I do want to say definitely there is a casual audience that still exists with Yu-Gi-Oh! While most games are oriented around having as much negation as possible, when I'm trying to get gameplay of, let's say, a newer archetype, right, and I give you guys gameplay of it, sometimes I make like a turn 1 board and I summon a monster, maybe set a couple back rows, maybe make like their cool like boss monster. I always see this comment, oh, it doesn't have 5 negates, deck is trash, next. I see that a lot, and I'm just like, I mean, yes, at the end of the day, if it doesn't negate 5, it's probably not the most meta, right? But at the same time, no one wants to go into a game and lose, but sometimes people want to try out the newer archetypes, right? Remember when Battle Wasp came out? Like, what did they do, right? Heck, more recently, the Appliancers, what are they doing? Probably not going to be doing too much, of course, unless they get some new broken or OP support, but then that's the meta, and then people are like, Appliancers OP now because they have this new card. They have the Appliancer Spellbook of Judgment. So it's really hard to kind of gauge how some players can interact and have fun, as this is going to be a discussion video. Now I want to go ahead and play this video so you guys can understand the whole reason why I'm making this video in the first place comes down to this viral video that just blew up. Let me go ahead and play it so you guys can kind of get an idea over here of the reason why I wanted to make this video in the first place. It's about why everyone stops playing online games, which it does kind of include Yu-Gi-Oh! In a sense here, but let me go and just play it so you guys can understand what I'm talking about here.
Alright guys, watch this. This is the reason why I stopped playing video games right here.
Okay.
People like this game has been out for like what, a week? Just 1 week, and people are this try-hard at a party game. Like, bro, like, come on, man. Like, why are you doing this to everybody else? People don't learn how to go pro in a game in 1 week, but yet you guys are out here like winning every single, like, it just doesn't make sense, man. You lose the fun in the game once you turn everything so competitive. Like, sometimes people just want to hop on, have a good time with their friends, play around, but next thing they know, they see sweats like this guy, right? Like, winning every single game he plays, and then the game just becomes unfun after like 5 days. That's why no one plays Fortnite anymore. People are starting to lose fun in Warzone. Like, it's
Okay.
alright guys.
So it's on repeat over here because it's a very short video. But anyways, this thing like absolutely blew up over here. I think Prank Kids would consider it a little bit more so competitive, of course, with the new Meow Meow card. But nonetheless, I really think this is a really good subject matter because I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players feel this way where they're like, if I'm not playing like meta, I legitimately can't even play the game. I mean, in one instance, we look at Fall Guys, which is the gameplay that you guys saw from him complaining. Now, if you guys don't know what that is, it's a very casual-oriented game. If you guys have played Mario Party, it's kind of like that. There's a lot of randomness to it, and it's supposed to be a super casual game for just like any gamer or any non-gamer to go ahead and play. Now, while Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a little bit different, you could argue, and I made this argument in like my video that's like not specifically Yu-Gi-Oh! Related, and if you guys want to go and check that out, I'll pin it down below because I have a different opinion on that, because with Fall Guys, and like a lot of different games, you go on with some type of equal playing field, right? Like, even though there might be some randomness, with Yu-Gi-Oh!, like, you really don't have a chance. Like, let's say, for example, if we take Adamancipator and Crystal Beast. Like, they're on completely different levels. It's no fun for, let's say, the Crystal Beast player compared to Adamancipator if they're playing against each other. If they play like 100 duels, who do you think is going to win? Like, it's a no-brainer, right? But, let me ask you, do you think the Crystal Beast player had fun getting destroyed that many times? Probably not. But like with Fall Guys, you could tell the guy, get good, you can actually learn and get better. But with Yu-Gi-Oh! There isn't like a, learning process to get so good at a very low tier deck that you even have a chance against the meta decks, right? Like, even with some of the newer like Gladiator Beast support or like Appliancers, like, do you really feel like you have a chance against some of the more meta of Yu-Gi-Oh! Plays? And again, it goes back to my same point. Like, sometimes I'll give you guys gameplay of something that's non-meta, and I see that it doesn't negate 5, trash deck, worst deck, no one's going to play it. But then you also think about things that make these non-meta decks a little bit more meta, like the Numeron addition to almost any deck can make it sort of viable. But in return, how is it making it more viable? you summon S0 and the other guy can't play for several turns, so then you're able to go ahead and establish your board. And I feel like that kind of feels bad for one of the players. In fact, I feel like a lot of times in Yu-Gi-Oh, casual or competitive, one player doesn't have fun. And the point of games at the end of the day is supposed to be fun. Now, he felt like he wasn't really having fun because every game was sweaty or the players were too competitive. Now with Yu-Gi-Oh, I want to say it is a niche game, and I want to say over the past couple of years, I have definitely seen a lot less Blue Eyes, Dark Magician, Exodia decks, the Destiny board. Like, there's a lot of different ways to win in Yu-Gi-Oh, but they just don't see any play. And the reason why they don't see any play is because the game has just gotten to a point, right, where it's just way too sweaty. There is not a casual audience that really exists compared to the competitive audience. And that is simply due to that one player just doesn't get to play the game, right? But even if we look at the casual section of the game, which on EDO Pro there is a casual section, and I feel like it's more casual to go ahead and spectate the tag duels than the regular 1v1s, because even if you go into the casuals, you will see people playing Eldritch, Emancipator, any of the, the more meta of stuff. Heck, Numeron is still what I would consider very competitive. Depends what you mix it with, right? But there's all these iconic cards, right? There's thousands and thousands of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but how many of these cards do you see on a daily basis if you were to play? You probably don't see thousands of Yu-Gi-Oh cards in a few duels, I guess technically, because maybe not everyone's playing 60 cards. But what I'm trying to say is we have such a big card pool, and we don't see a lot of play with these. We pretty much see the same sort of cards, Needle Fiber, the Old Lion, Link Cross, and of course, with Dragoon coming out, we're going to see a lot of that, even though that card, once it comes out, and he mentioned in his video, like, in just a short amount of time, in like a week, people are this good. It's like, in 1 week, once the Dragoon is dropped, everyone's going to be playing it. And literally, with Yu-Gi-Oh, I feel like you can summon literally Dragoon, and you win the game. Like, some decks legitimately have absolutely no out to Dragoon, but there's also so many people that will be hosting games, no Link monsters, no synchros, no XYZ. So at least with Yu-Gi-Oh, you can kind of make it kind of on an equal playing field. And what I find interesting with these, like, no meta, is, like, sometimes people will complain about a deck being too meta. Do you guys remember, the Dark World guy? Where he would be like, he wouldn't want to play against anything that was meta, but then he'd also, like, leave against things like Gladiator Beasts or the Melodus archetype. Like, there are people that legitimately get so upset over, like, one card. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it. Like, you summon one card, and then they're just like, I quit. And it's, like, not even that good, and you're just like, what? But maybe they opened up bad, or whatever the case may be. But, like, I totally get him when, in his video, the viral TikTok video that I showed you guys, when he's like, dude, I just want to play for fun. And I totally get that with a lot of the archetypes in Yu-Gi-Oh! But at the same time, how do you have a good middle ground with the game? Like, how do you make it so the casual player has fun, but the competitive player also has fun? It's a very hard middle ground for any game as a design to have it so casual players have, like, a chance to win by some type of RNG mechanic, right? If we look at Exodia as an RNG mechanic, you can't really play Exodia, I would say, in 2020 realistically, and expect to win majority of your games. Like, to have, like, a 50% win rate with Exodia is incredibly difficult. I mean, technically it's oriented around FTKing only and your opponent having nothing to disrupt your combo, which, let's be honest, with the amount of hand traps people are playing these days, good luck, again, trying to attempt to even go for Exodia, let alone even wanting to play that deck. Again, there's a lot of more casual audiences that love these things, but they just don't have a chance. But how do you make it so they have a chance and the competitive player is still okay with it? Which brings me kind of to my other point, and this is kind of another subject matter, but everything is an archetype now. Did you guys notice that? Like, before in Yu-Gi-Oh, we kind of had, like, a long time ago, we had this, like, custom chaos beatdown decks, right? Where we just kind of slam in a lot of good cards, like GOAT format, or, there's that Plant Synchro variant where it's just a bunch of good cards together. But when's the last time we had, like, an archetype, or just a deck that was just a bunch of good cards? Maybe, like, kind of Hat, right? But, like, it's really hard to be able to put together a deck that is, like, fully actually custom when we have, again, 10,000 plus cards in the game. But it's, like, limiting the pool to only, like, several hundred because of course, the meta of the game. And I don't know if there ever is going to be a middle ground. I don't even know if there's a good solution for this, because what do you do? Have the casual player playing Exodia be able to win about half of his games because Exodia is just like super OP and there's a new card that lets you draw multiple cards? I don't know. I feel like there's so many iconic things in Yu-Gi-Oh! Especially when you have like a very casual player. The first thing that they want to play is Dark Eyes Blue Magician Exodia. Like those are the iconic, or the Egyptian gods, right? But realistically, those aren't actually good. They have no chance. And that's kind of where I can relate to the other guy. But like, dude, I just want to go ahead and play, dude. Like, I don't want to play against this like negate 5 kind of orientation. But I'm curious to know how you guys, my audience, feels about this subject matter of like, you know, there's too many sweats. Even if you, again, you go into casual in the Yugioh Pro, people are still playing the most meta of things because they want to win. And I want to say, yeah, of course, when you're playing a game, you shouldn't go into the mindset of, I want to go into this game and I want to lose. But at the same time, when you're playing these lower tier decks, you just don't have a chance. But I don't know. My real question is the meta of Yu-Gi-Oh! Ruining the game as far as you having fun? Because at the end of the day, I usually have more fun when I'm winning, but I usually have more fun when I'm playing against the meta, playing a trash deck, and still winning. And that's very, 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 very difficult to do this day and age, as Yu-Gi-Oh! Has just gotten too fast, and there's too much disruptions in the game for any other lower tier decks to really have a chance. But that's my personal thoughts on it. You guys can let me know yours down below for this Yu-Gi-Oh! Discussion. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it, and if you are new here, make sure you guys subscribe, turn on that bell, so you don't miss out on more Yu-Gi-Oh! Discussions like this one in the future. And if you guys want to go and check out my opinion on it, on just video games in general, it is a lot different than this, and that's why I wanted to make this Yu-Gi-Oh! One, because I think it's an interesting subject matter. But anyways, it'll be pinned down below, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.